Hi everyone, Ben here. I'd just like to take a moment to thank some of our patrons. Rob Sheridan, Andrew Bushell, Quintin Walker, Dylan Parkhurst, Linda Jean, Neon Grey, Holly Aitchinson, Andrea Rourke, Bat Momar, John Dondero. Thank you all. We really appreciate your support. If you'd like to join them, go to www.patreon.com/Rusty Quill and take a look at our rewards.
Welcome to episode 89 of the Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast. I'm your host and GM, Alex Newall, and with me today I have...
Ben Meredith,
Bryn, Monroe,
Lydia Nicholas, and Helen Gould.
And who are you playing?
Grizzop, drik, Acht, Amsterdam.
Hamid, Saleh, Haroun, al-Tahan,
Sasha, who's asking Racket, and Azu.
And we're all agreed, okay? No more
emotional drama.
Now
Alex.
time for the funeral!
Oh, I cannot guarantee there'll be no one.
Guys, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe the funeral will be attacked.
Yay!
And we can have fun beating something to death.
Venting, I believe the word is. So, I'm going to take this and make it very, very straightforward. Hamid's sister died. You are all attending the funeral in Cairo. I believe that's basically the entire campaign to this point.
I mean, there are some feelings flying around, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. With that in mind, then,
It's a feel storm.
if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to do something we haven't done before, which is basically a sort of montage intro, because jumping in at first thing in the morning, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., like, I can't be doing with that. So what I am going to do is I am going to say that the funeral is in the afternoon, and I am going to go round each of you, and I just want a snapshot of what you are up to, and we will just go round a couple of times, and then it's a funeral, all right? With that in mind, I'd like to open with Hamid. Give me a snapshot of what you are doing in the run-up to the funeral.
I am helping everyone else with their outfits because I'm bringing 3 people to my funeral and I want to make sure that they are all appropriately dressed. Now, the good news is that I'm in my own house where I grew up and I probably have a decent suit for myself, so I can lend my magical sleeves to one of them. I can probably lend a set of clothing to Grizzop. We're not that different in size, or I can find something in the house. And we also picked up in Newton's vault a version of another magical piece of clothing that can look like basically anything you want.
Hat of disguise.
No, I was thinking of the robes of any something. I've got them written down.
I mean, Sasha's got a lot of disguise, so she could disguise as a posho. And a lot of dark.
I take a pair of curtains go disappearing. Suddenly, Sasha looks really well dressed.
Yeah.
We've got living garments.
You have living garments.
Yes, so we've got the living garments, we've got the sleeves of many something.
And
garments, probably.
Sleeves of many garments.
And the hat of disguise.
And the hat of disguise, which that can't change your clothing, the hat of disguise. And we've got, lots of options in terms of small, as in the official
So
D&D
you are
term,
helping
small.
people with their outfits. Okay. Grizzop.
So I woke up early and polished everything and completely sorted my outfit out. And I walk out feeling very, very I'm trying, I'm very well turned out. And then Hamid tries to redress me and I immediately deflate.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, if you're already wearing something appropriate...
Oh, no, I'm wearing my, outdoor clothes, but I've cleaned them and sewn them up, done a bit of tailoring.
He's
and
wearing
polished the
shiny huntsman's garb instead of mucky
iron.
huntsman's
And it's all,
garb.
properly straightened
Yeah.
and stuff. It's probably with more care than it normally
The
is.
effort probably is not appreciated because Hamid has spent his whole life doing prestidigitation.
Yeah.
No.
Or having servants.
He's only been able to do prestidigitation for about a year.
Right.
Before that, he just had to do it the hard way.
Or, no,
Yeah,
With
get a
before
servant to
that-
do it for him.
Before that, he
Ugh.
had so many servants that they probably fixed things before he noticed.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, there's this weird trend where the more magical ability he got, right, the more mucky everything was. Until then, things were just clean anyway. It must be a side effect of learning magic. Dirt. Sasha, what are you up to?
I assume that I have to roll a fort thing to see whether I wake up covered in blood.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So she is going to... I assume that she would want to wake up early because that's what she's been doing often to
You do
get
not get
healed.
that option. You've
But
never
she's so
had
hungover.
orcish orcish liquor before.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you
that's
hung
the point.
over.
That was it. So she'd intended to, but she, See, jumping the gun as well.
Yeah, annoying, isn't it? In it, really
We're all a
annoying.
bunch of gun jumpers.
Really nice that we all think not necessarily similarly, but we can understand each other's intentions enough that we see where we're. It's fine. Anyway, is she bloody? Oh, okay. So she got a 6 plus 3, so she's only got a 9 in fort.
A 9 in fort.
You know.
You wake up bloodied.
Yeah. So, but also late, I assume.
Yes.
And
You wake up to, you know what, I'm going to jump in. You wake up to Hamid gently and tastefully knocking on the door because he really probably does need to check that you're not going to go out wearing 17 knives visibly.
Yeah, they wouldn't be visible.
My bad. That's a faux pas on my
Okay,
part.
so this is genuinely quite. Well, she would try and hide it, but this would be one of the first times that she's been caught unaware by anyone in the party. So she'd open the door, and you would see for the first time what she looks like literally like blood.
First thing in the morning,
She'd be in the light shirt.
she looks clearly undead. Not like zombie.
Yeah.
She has a gaunt aspect to her, which has been developing over recent times. Her clothing is bloodied. She looks like she's been injured slightly in the night. It's actually just old cuts and things. Like she looks.
I mean, she's got the mortuary scar down her chest.
She looks tangibly
And like
awful.
you can see, basically, there's a blood hawk on the back of her because there's
Yeah.
those scars are opening up.
Blood Falcon.
Oh,
Blood Falcon.
Sasha, how are you feeling? What can I do to help? Awkward smile.
I don't know anymore, do I? And I suppose just wait for me to pass away quietly.
No.
I'll wash the blood off. Don't worry, I won't bother everyone. Just turns around and shuts the door.
Oh,
I
Azu.
assume there's an ensuite.
Of course. Which one?
So it doesn't gently tries to
Yeah.
doorball the blood.
Azu, you're up.
Well, before Hamid comes to try and clothe my 6'6" frame, she got up early and she's been doing her what's the proper word? Calisthenics. But I want to be doing it with those 2 servants we made friends with, so I've got like one on each ankle while I'm doing my sit-up. And I'm lifting them like dumbbells.
They're all over this. Even Captain Uptight is
so
starting to
hungover
loosen
as
into
well.
it. They're just like, yeah, you know
The
what?
one that didn't drink a bit, there was so much alcohol in the air.
Yeah.
It's just the fumes.
But they're being hospitable to their guest. So
You know what? You said that it would make you comfortable.
it did.
Is there anything we can do to help? Well, actually.
How heavy are you? Okay, Hamid, back round to you. This is your last montage appearance as in control of yourselves before we skip to the funeral.
Once I'm satisfied everyone is at least semi-appropriately dressed, I will probably spend the morning going through some mementos of my sister. Mm-hmm. And, just reminding myself of some memories of some of the good times. I probably have a programme of like a appearance she made at an opera in London, which I got down to while I was at university or something like that. And, yeah, just gentle
Give me a
reminders.
perception check. Mid-montage.
Loads. Specifically 25.
Sayer is there, and you notice her quietly and deftly put aside a flyer for the show that she died in a drawer so that no one else can see it. She thinks you got away with it and that you didn't see.
I will not draw attention to it.
Grizzop, you're up.
Yeah, so I've been dressed now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go see if I can find Sasha.
Okay, that leads very easily into Sasha, your montage. It has to involve Grizzop in some way.
Yeah, well, I suppose she's come out of the room, and now she'd actually need to find. What I would assume is that she'd go and clean up, and then realise all her clothes are still bloodied.
Yeah.
And so then, wrapped in the cloak, she asks a servant to get her Hamid, and then I assume it gets like the sleeves or the.
You probably the robe of many garments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, would get that and have that, and maybe it would be something which had a hat which covered her face.
So the living garment.
Oh dear.
So you get the.
Is the fact that it's living and I'm not going to be a problem?
No, it's not literally living.
So
Well, not all of us are.
the living garment's something that I think you might take a bit of a shine to. it doesn't just magically change into any garment that he wants. What it does is it basically reads the user and what the user's kind of needs are and adjusts itself accordingly.
Oh my word! But Sasha's needs are deep and complex.
Does
Does it provide a stable family? sight of the open sky before she's 15.
It certainly gives the impression that you had both of these things. You'd be amazed what this suit can manage.
Yeah, she suddenly feels like she has a life expectancy of more than 3 weeks.
Grizzop, you come to Sasha looking extremely well dressed, probably the best. From a standard eye, the best dressed that she's looked maybe since you've met her.
Oh, hey, Sasha, do you mind if we have a quick chat?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry about what I said yesterday. It's a bit of a sore subject for me, and Azu got my hackles up with, But yes, you've been through something really shocking, and yeah, I've had a long time to come to terms with this. You've had all of yesterday, and
Look, I never really expected to live that long. It's not really traditional in my line of work, but a month is pretty short.
yeah.
Yeah, well.
But look, you've got people who want to keep you alive, so we'll do our best.
I mean, that is where there would be that would be the most bitter laugh. A person that has been used as a tool for so.
Is now a valued tool.
Yeah, people want to keep you alive. It would not be. But she'd be too awkward to say anything.
Yeah,
I'm going to jump from that.
Yeah.
This is just snapshots and nothing more. To Azu.
Okay.
This is the last sort of montagey thing before we just jump to funeral.
Makes sense.
Have you managed to find me, Hamid? Because I'm just in the garden.
Yeah. There's servants
You brought-
everywhere. I'll ask a servant where you are.
Okay. Have you brought me clothes?
So I'm
Because I am still pink.
I'm going to lend you my sleeve of many garments.
Okay.
My sleeves of many garments, which you basically put on, and some clothing that you want appears on you. Now, the two paladins can wear, it's a funeral, and much like if you're in a military organisation,
Yeah, dress armour and dress
armour,
clothing
it's fine. So we don't have to obscure your armour, but it's about what you wear. But
It's
no,
really handy. The Artemis armor is also your dress armor.
yeah, exactly.
Just whenever.
For Artemis, there's literally no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's what you're wearing under it. I've adjusted slightly, basically.
sure, yeah.
And for you, because the colour is so garish, we'd probably find a
dare
way.
you.
We'd probably find a way to mute it.
Or maybe like a black vestment that can sort of go in addition, like a black tabard or something.
Well, like a black, or even just like a black chiffon you can see through it enough,
Sure.
but it no longer glows.
Do I have a veil?
If you want one,
Oh, he doesn't get to pick what you look like.
yeah.
With these garments, you pick what you look
But
like.
I am
You are discussing it
yeah,
with
and I'm
me as
trying
what
to-
would be
I'm- yeah.
appropriate.
and I'm saying,
Trying not to say things like garish.
yeah. I say your armor is very bright, and it wouldn't be completely appropriate. So if we can, if we can put
Yes.
something, even something see through over it, that just mutes
You want me to wear something see-through?
mutes the color over the armor. And then, but it's totally your choice. Black is the most appropriate color, and the pink is just very bright.
All right.
Just for today, if
let
that's okay.
Let me have a try.
And then I'll hand you
And
the
what
sleeves.
does your try look like? This is you closing on your montage.
I think there is a veil, but because she has a shaved head, it just looks weird. It looks like
You look like a
if she-
ghost.
I look like the woman in black.
And with that, we jump to the funeral. So,
This is a fake ghost.
And I'm so big.
So you all find yourselves at a rise. You can't really go so far as to say like a major hill or anything, but it is a rise and it's overlooking the river, and the close friends and family are in an arc around a wrapped and veiled, presumably Hamid's sister, obviously, is upon a sort of a raised plinth that will lower into the ground. And it's actually in a sort of field of flowers. and it becomes clear that actually there are sort of tasteful little tombstones, but it's very much it's not a demarcated thing. It's a little bit more informal, which may not gel necessarily with the structure of Hamid's life that you've seen up to this point. And whilst the close friends and family are very much up close, at a significant distance, so outside but very much looking in, are a huge crowd of the public, sort of down at almost street level, sort of looking in. It's at no point does it go into ogling. It's not completely crass, but they were a major personality in their own field, plus there's so much public attention on the family that it isn't really going to go unnoticed. And
probably in a break from the usual funereal traditions, there will be music.
Of course,
'cause there might be some of her, close colleagues singing some of her favourite pieces.
In fact, I'd say that Sayera sings her favourite song. It's not.
She's not professional level, but
she's not the professional level.
Good,
but she's good. She's all right. And the funeral progresses. I'm not going to run through the whole thing. Obviously, it will take ages. And I'm going to be honest. I don't think I could handle it tastefully enough because it's not my forte. However, can I please get a perception check from everyone?
All right, let's have a look.
And before Ben complains, this is one where if no one notices, it's completely fine.
Natural 20.
I hate you.
Yeah.
It's the dice.
I'm clearly not paying very much attention because I rolled a 4, so 15.
All is as it should be.
So I can do the maths. I honestly can, because it's a 10. So that's easy. 10 plus 12 is 22.
Yep.
I got a 6. A 6 is
Okay.
Oh, do you want the raw score? Is it useful?
No. So, Grizzop and Sasha. So the actual ceremony's continuing. The body is begun to be lowered in, and the family are sort of having a few quiet words and so on. But you both cannot help noticing. There's the friends and their family that are right up close, and you are amongst them. And then there is the public who are very, very, very far away. And there are a few trees in this area. It's not just a meadow and nothing else. But you do notice there is a single figure who is sort of halfway between the two, beside one of the trees, rather than either with the public or with the family. And they're very much paying their attention towards the ceremony. They are cowled, and that's basically all it is. There's enough sort of long grass and the occasional tree that...
Halfling height or human height or orc height?
Tall human height, but they don't have the heftiness that you'd expect for it to be an orc. And they are very much observing, and it's very clear that they're trying to appear unnoticed, should we say. And Grizzop, from you specifically, you would go out on a limb and say that if they are human, they are extremely unusual. Their build is wrong, even with a cowl.
Do they?
Although not in the character's knowledge, do they perhaps look like some sort of
creature,
Dementor-looking
we might have
person?
seen
I mean, here's the thing.
a house.
Grizzop, I mean,
underground.
the world's made up of all kinds of... It's definitely the person, Sasha. It's definitely whatever or whoever that was.
Yeah. Do we? And this is a question actually. Are weapons appropriate, permitted, specifically not permitted?
No, they are not permitted. But we all have bags of holding, and a bag of holding can be sitting. Can be
on a belt.
Yeah, and can be incorporated tastefully into an outfit.
I mean, you'll be having type 2, so it's more like a sack, but you could put that into like a backpack or something similar and make it look like a satchel or something
Sasha,
similar.
out of respect, has only brought, say, 4 knives and hidden them really
Tastefully.
tastefully around the body.
Well, I've got my stuff, but it's in like a bag.
Sure,
that
sure.
looks like.
They don't appear to be doing anything, just watching, but they are very much clearly removed from everything else.
While the ceremony is going on, I'm going to look around. Notice you looking at the thing as well. I'm going.
Sasha has. It's hard to tell that she's gone paler because gradually, without you really noticing, she's got paler and paler and paler every day. But somehow she seems even paler.
I'll nudge you.
Do you know that guy? That's really not good news. That's not good news. We should get away from here. Should we go deal with it?
Just Grizzop and
I
Sasha.
don't know if we
Can you give me a secondary perception check? I know I'm doing a lot of these.
Another nat 20.
Grizzop's on it today.
4, but with 12, that is 16.
Sasha doesn't notice. Grizzop, you do. Hamid's older brothers notice this and starts to go to pieces and basically tries to pass it off as if it's to do with the funeral. And then he's very much not looking at the person. No one else noticed that.
It looks like his
Right.
Hamid's brothers noticed. He's got because he was the parrot thing, right?
All right. Right. Okay. So there's some bad news.
Yeah.
Right. There's this. So.
Is that to do with parrot
Yeah.
and the...
So I think that this has gotten even worse. Okay. Right.
As
What are you two talking about?
So there's a an underground criminal network that I always knew was far too powerful.
Hamid,
to
give me a
escape.
perception check.
And they've reached even here. They've reached us here.
18.
Friends are talking during the service.
I will turn around and just go, later, please.
Sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Let's keep an eye on it, and then we'll, an eye on what? Just don't worry about it.
The ceremony continues, and Hamid's sister Aziza is laid to rest. The ceremony involves everyone putting a small amount of dirt on the grave who knew her, and then a number of flowers are the last thing. So rather than just them being popped in, they're actually sort of the closest family plant a single flower that will sprawl over the time. And then everyone starts heading their separate ways. The public start moving on. Your father, Saleh, immediately turns and heads off. He's been completely stone-faced the entire time. Your mother lingers and then is eventually led away by Saira. Saleh leaves with your father, basically at the soonest opportunity, and your two brothers, Ishmael and Ishak, both of who were brought up in the morning, are effectively with the mother. So the majority of your family head over as a sort of
How old
unit.
are they? Just since everyone's been referring to them as children.
So
Are they?
they're actually teenagers. They're 14 or 15, but halflings
Halflings.
mature slower.
Right.
So
So
for-
they probably look to your eyes like they're pre-teen, like 11 or 12-ish
Yeah.
equivalent.
but think of them as a mature 12 or an immature 16. It kind of like
Yeah.
it falls between those two, really.
Well, so halflings reach adulthood at like 30, right?
they don't match up properly, so
Yeah,
they
it's
tend
not
to hit
quite-
adulthood at a similar time to humans, but they stay in it a really, really long time.
Oh, okay.
You're considered of age at 30, but that's more like the human equivalent
cultural-
of 21, 25,
Yeah,
kind of.
So yeah, everyone starts heading off, and you all find yourselves for whatever reason clumped together.
What's going on with the Dementor-looking chap?
The ceremony finished, and as
Sasha did not take her eyes off.
Yeah,
Sure.
Grizzop
Second,
neither, because
to the point that it would have looked weird when, if she was expected to put soil
Yeah.
there, she would have been like craning around and
Yeah.
freaking out if someone got between her and.
Once Saleh headed off, the figure stepped behind a tree hidden from all of your view. And it's very clear that they haven't walked off. They have gone.
Sasha runs towards the tree.
I'll kind of sidle after her. Going to like, come on, to Azu.
Yeah. Azu still doesn't really know what's going on, but you are her new friend, so she will follow.
Everyone's running off in a random direction.
Well,
Hamid.
is this the point of the?
I mean,
everyone's going.
the
away,
rest of
right?
the
Yeah.
service has dispersed, so I'm
But-
fine. I trust my friends enough to assume there is a good reason
yeah,
for
of
this.
course.
I just didn't want it to interrupt the ceremony.
Of course.
So I will linger slightly just to make sure everyone else who was at the funeral has started to disperse, and then follow them.
Sure.
Sort of realise how nice it is to have a set of characters where, while there may be awkward misunderstandings, there's not the guarantee of awfulness.
Yeah.
Like Bertie's smashing through and making everyone,
Yeah.
just pleasant people.
Okay.
Right.
So
Wonder if we've come.
you head over to the tree, and
Predictably,
yes, a pair of footprints are there, but not a figure.
If only I were better at survival.
so you can track them vertically. I mean, Sasha doesn't literally look in the tree.
There's nothing in the tree.
She's fought enough people that can splay out on ceilings.
The footprints are weird. They are like it's not like a very clear six-footed footprint. No, it's not that. But it is it has more of a depression, like a bowl to it almost, rather than a flat
the
pair
thing
of
didn't have
footprints.
legs, it just
Yeah.
kind of ended.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it.
These are extremely strange tracks.
Yeah, what on earth was that?
Well, it is.
Hamid rocks up, obviously.
They were.
What did you see? I'm sorry, I had to interrupt you earlier. What's going on?
Barrett seems to have sent people here.
There was a spooky hooded figure.
Is it the same one we met, Sasha?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He might have hundreds of them.
Also,
Oh God.
your brother noticed, and it disappeared when your brother left. So, you've got the whole ring delivery thing.
Yeah.
We might want to go and see if he's okay.
I think we need to, enough. Even if he is, we need to have a pretty frank conversation with him at the very least.
Sure.
But the first thing is to make sure he's safe.
Oh, yeah, and also, how are you doing?
I feel better, if anything. That in the end, seeing my family, seeing my sister, seeing the twins, and the ceremony, it was lovely. It has really helped. I feel better than I have since it first happened, if anything. So yeah.
Good. All right. Well, let's go.
Best to keep busy though. So
Let's go sort out your brother.
make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
And we'll take a break there and be back in a couple of minutes. And welcome back. So, if everyone's okay, I'm going to sort of skim past some stuff because there's so many moving parts here and so on. Suffice it to say, Saleh is fine. He returned to a mundane carriage with Hamid's father. The rest of the family came in. Hamid was invited to join. It was very clear that, to your eyes, yeah, Saleh clearly had been spooked, but he seemed fine. No one appears to be, loitering and anything like that, so if you have any extra investigations you want to do, that's fine. Otherwise, I will sort of proceed to the wake.
Yeah, we'll follow their carriage to the wake in our own, and we can just take him aside at some point if he's still compos mentis.
So you head back to the house.
Oh, I don't say compos mentis. That's Latin. Latin is bad.
Latin bad.
We'll just take him aside if he's still coherent.
As Barrett said, anything else to you?
No.
Do you have any idea what this is, Hamid? Do you know what he's planning?
Well, my sister has said that Saleh has fallen in with a bad crowd and possibly has racked up some gambling debts, and I imagine that's related.
Right. Okay.
Something our family is a bit prone to, I'm afraid to say. It wouldn't be the first scion of the Tahan branch to.
But don't you? I mean, you've got that house. Could you not pay off the debts? What kind of debt could he have that you couldn't pay off?
That's a good question. I don't know how much my parents have helped him, but I mean, he's not lacking in resources, but much like me, he doesn't exactly have, the access to the wealth of the entire family.
I suppose I don't understand how it works. Right. We just need to be aware he might see the opportunity to make an example.
We'll keep an eye on Saleh, and we'll see what he knows about the situation if we can.
All right. Well, we've got to make sure that he's safe, but we...
Absolutely.
Yes, we must protect him.
But we have other matters as well.
I say, looking at Sasha.
Several, yes. Don't worry.
Probably might want to go see a, meritocrat at some point.
So Syra's still the best avenue we have there, but I think even if we talk to her tomorrow morning, that will be soon enough, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. 28 days. 28 days, 29, 30, I don't know what you mean by about a month.
We'll work it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
So is everyone okay with me to skip ahead a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so 28 days later.
You're in the same cemetery.
It's
But
really
we
tasteful.
respect his craft.
So, we will...
My zombie stats. She's less
It's
fast
just,
now.
Sasha's finally got all of that charisma she was denied in life. It's thriller, people are behind, everyone's just having a great time. So we are going to skip ahead to the wake. You all returned home and went to were allowed to head off to your separate bedrooms. Saleh immediately disappeared. If you'd like to engage with him now, that's fine. Otherwise, I will just accelerate to the wake. It's up to you.
I say to everyone else that I'd like one of us to be near him at all times, but feel free to change if you want. There's no conventions about what to wear to the wake. I would
love to follow your brother everywhere.
At a
Is he
discreet distance, Hamid says.
How
I'm
discreet
glowing.
is that possible with the... Yeah.
Well, I think it would be more discreet if we took turns, though.
Oh. Well, you could go first.
I mean, I'll need my sleeves back as well, if that's okay, now that we've had the ceremony.
As it removes the sleeves, and immediately it is like a second sun, a pink second sun.
Look, you'll go down well at the wake. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
So, who are you looking out for Saleh first?
I would like to, yeah.
Sure.
Just because I think it'll be funny if he's still drinking. And,
Are you... So he immediately returns to his room
okay.
and slams the door. Are you going to linger outside? Are you going to try and go in? That's what I need to know.
How farcical do you want this to be?
Bum, 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 bum. A corridor full of doors. As he goes past, then it's the camels just going past in the other direction.
So Azu is tactless, but she's not stupid. So she's gonna linger at the end of the corridor, I guess, and try and be unobtrusive and fail at that.
He doesn't head out at any point, but you do hear him crying. However, shocker. Beyond that, nothing of note really happens.
Okay.
The rest of you take watches, unless you actively say no.
So there's a specific...
I mean, there's only a couple of hours before the wake
yeah.
starts.
Sasha would wait outside to cover the window. She'd ask Hamid what the outside window is and hide
Nice, yeah.
wherever so she would be then hidden behind in whatever foliage. Although she is not expert at hiding in
Yeah, of
non-urban
Are you still
environments.
wearing the living garments? Because they can become camouflage.
Yes.
No, they can't.
Oh, can't
They explicitly only
So she looks
modify
like a-
style. They do not
she
modify
looks like
themselves in that way.
She looks like a gardener.
Yeah.
That you could do. You could get it kind of looking vaguely overall-y.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
technically the only skill they can boost is diplomacy, not disguise, but you could have the hat of disguise as well.
In which case she would probably take the cloak off and
Yeah, fair
move
enough.
in the stuff that she's used to.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah.
In which case, then, you are outside, and we'll skip ahead to... Obviously, the ceremony happened probably afternoon or, around midday, something like that, as it's turning into the equivalent of a sort of summer's evening, more or less, and you're around as the preparations are being set up. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like they've really gone to town in terms of the actual, wake itself is huge. It's also very bright. It's not lots of black, it's very bright. Yeah. They do lots of paper magic lanterns, but they aren't strung up. They just move around magically. And it's very bright and lots of food.
Very
and stuff.
different to the ceremony.
And there's quite a lot
Food plays a big role.
There are quite a lot of portraits of Hamid's sister, but they're all of her really brightly shining, really, really happy, and it's has a very different vibe to everything up to this point. Give me a perception check.
All of us?
No, just Sasha.
9 plus 12.
21.
Yes, thank you.
You do, at the edge of the preparations, see the same figure is loitering near... It looks to be some kind of, crates or something that have been deposited and are being slowly distributed and containing, ice sculptures or that kind of thing.
She grabs the team and goes towards them.
So the team...
Whoever she can actually access.
So you can definitely grab Grizzop and Azu, who are, like you said, patrolling outside or that kind of thing. And if Hamid's inside, you're probably not going to be able to grab him and run back out in time.
She will, I assume, maybe grab Grizzop, but this will be incredibly discreet. She wants to run around the back of the guy and stab him in the back.
Give me a stealth check.
18 plus 13 plus 5.
Wow.
That's
Many.
fine.
So
Grizzop.
36.
Grizzop, also give me a stealth check. Are you grabbing Azu as well, or just Grizzop?
Just Grizzop,
Okay.
because he's the one I can easily find.
Okay.
26.
26. Okay, give me a second. Okay. In which case then... Yeah, you managed to get hold of Grizzop, and you managed to coordinate yourselves in such a way that you can act as you see fit. What are you doing?
Bow out and discreet for me, and knocked. I'm trying to keep it down so people are it's got a gun or a bow.
I mean, her motto is stab first and ask questions later. So that's literally what she's going to do.
I'm covering her approach, and if the thing tries to make any move or run away, I'm going to shoot it in the head.
Yep. That's what she's going to do.
So you make your approach,
Yep. This is the first time in her life she's had a chance to directly attack something of Barrett's.
You make your approach,
She's
and
probably going to take penalties for being stressed as heck.
Good save.
Yeah.
you make your approach, and the figure is very much looking straight at Saleh's window, not yourself. Sasha, you're making the approach. Grizzop, I'm assuming you're maintaining a bit more of a distance for the
Yeah,
shot.
I've got them covered, basically.
You've got her back, Jack.
Yeah.
Right. In which case, then, Sasha, give me a will save.
19.
Good. Good. You approach. You reckon you've got the drop on them. You reckon you've properly got the drop on them. They haven't reacted. Their attention's 100% up, like towards Saleh's window, not you. You manage to get immediately behind them with weapons drawn.
But,
Well, no, that's it.
okay,
You're there.
gonna sneak attack him with a
Grizzop,
fire.
she's definitely got the drop on something or someone.
Okay, so I'm gonna like tighten the bowstring and like actually ready myself.
Sneak attack, if it's flat-footed, with a fire dagger.
Would you like to use both daggers or just the one?
Both, obviously.
Then do it.
I'm so nervous.
See, this is the first time that Helen's seen this. What this is people who've clearly had an excellent GM and have learnt caution and have learned the benefits of withdrawing.
It's going to be some random servant. That's the twist.
So 5 plus 8 plus 3.
I've already done the illicit lover
16.
thing. So 16 attack
16
on the
on the first dagger.
and the second.
25.
The first one misses. There is an immediate... As the thing turns and looks towards you, your second attack hits. Roll me the damage.
Oh, where's my d6s? I need several of them. Or is it flat-footed at that point?
It is still flat-footed, yes.
Right.
So you get all of the d6s immediately out of the
So you
gap.
get a d4 from the knife, 3d6 sneak attack, and
then the
1d6.
fire damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have everything you need?
So 16.
Normal. And then
Normal.
some fire.
And then
Roll a d6 for the fire.
1d6 of 4 of fire.
And
Is that compared to the sort of damage that
So-
Bertie or I assume Azu would do in one thing? It's not, but it's
No, it's
something.
pretty good. It's
Something.
that is
No,
plenty of
that's
damage.
really a lot.
That was
So-
20 total. That's
Yes.
good.
So unless I'm mistaken, that's a total of 20, catching it flat-footed. You say that you did less. Bear in mind, you could have done that twice.
Yeah.
With a
Like,
better
you
roll.
rolled quite low on the first attack. You
Yeah.
could have gotten a flat 40, which no one else could physically
I
manage.
suppose, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you...
sorry, I realise I've kind of done this out of thing, but since I'm readied, once she connects and it makes a horrible screamy noise, can I then also just shoot it in the head? I know I didn't technically ready in action. But we didn't
Yeah,
do
go on,
initiative.
but I will punish you again later.
Weird.
I know, it's fine.
Keep that to your private time, boys.
Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna just do my full attack. Okay. So one was a natural 20.
Yep.
So that gives me a total of 32, and then the other one, so it's 8 plus 12, so that's a 20.
Those are both hits.
Okay, cool. And roll to confirm.
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 plus 12, so 17.
That's a confirmed crit.
Okay, cool. So I just do the dice, right?
So it's everything. It's just
So I plus my strength
Yep.
bonus each time?
Yeah,
as normal.
Okay.
it's just the worst. From my perspective, it's just the worst.
So that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the critical, and then another 3 on the other attack.
That's a 15 total.
Yeah.
Is this going to be like your poor Byron's sister, where you made this beautiful character and then it was dead before it could react?
No, you see. Not learning from your mistakes, that's an unforgivable sin.
Right, okay.
So, the first attack, you sink it in and it just hits where there should have been human and there wasn't. There's the echoing absence of human on one of your daggers. However, the second dagger you bury right between the shoulder blades. If this thing is wearing a real cloak, there's got to be something there, and yeah, you bury it right in, the dagger goes right up to the hilt, and you see flame beginning to catch on the actual cloak itself. The creature gives another eldritch cry, it can't actually reach towards you.
on
Yeah,
my
it's
back.
right, it's right there.
It's just in that itchy spot where
But it does-
my weirdly shaped arms can't reach.
But it does twist its head round, and at
Oh,
that
the
exact
whole way.
moment,
Ah.
at that exact, no, not the whole way. You know what? Yes, the whole way. The cowl turns round,
Genuinely afraid.
and before you can see what is under the cowl, an arrow buries itself and throws the entire head backwards.
Oh, thank
and
goodness.
it gives another cry, another. It then is your turn. Can everyone please give me initiative? Because everyone will have heard the cry, no matter where you are.
Oh, another natural 20.
I got 19.
I'm on 5.
Okay, so that's a 19. So that's a 19 from Azu.
Is that total? You're adding your bonuses and stuff.
Oh, where's my bonus?
Initiative there.
Oh, 18.
Good.
I got -1 initiative. I don't know why. Why?
It's based on your dexterity.
It's based on how quick on the speed and how dexterous you are and how quickly you can get your stuff together and
Oh,
you're
no.
a massive pink glowing battle axe machine. It makes sense. Grizzop.
24.
Okay. Sasha.
15.
Okay. And Hamid.
20.
Okay, if you bear with me then, I'm going to write this out. Grizzop, you are up. Your arrow buried itself. This thing can apparently be harmed.
Cool. I'm going to do the same again. Take another full attack.
Go for it.
Okay, so I rolled a 4 on 1, so, well, let's see. 14?
14, miss.
Okay, and then 28.
28, that's unsurprisingly a hit.
That's 3 damage.
Okay. In which case,
Writing 2 digits.
Hamid, you are up. You are in a building.
Well, so I've just wandered in to Saleh's bedroom because I wanted to have this difficult conversation with him. So I'm like,
He looks
So-
up from where he's over the table, looks up, tear-stained, red-rimmed eyes,
Saleh, I think there's something we need to.
echoing
good
across
sound.
the echoing across the party.
I run to the window and lift it up, leaning out to see what's going on.
Oh, you lift it up, lean it out. You are basically have a clear shot of Sasha's buried her knife in someone, some cowled figure. Oh no, you know who that is. Grizzop has already been drawing and firing a second bow. The rest of the party seems to have been dropping to a still. No one has reacted yet. It's mostly just what is going on. Even the perimeter guards haven't reacted yet.
How
I'll
far?
say you've used a move action.
Yeah. How far away is the creature?
I mean, if you were to leap from the window, I guess a move action.
No. How far away is the creature? In feet from where I am.
I'd say it's 60 foot. What are you thinking?
Magic missile.
You have a glint. I don't like it.
I have the range of all my spells written on my sheet. Some of them work at very small ranges. Some of them work at much bigger ranges. I cast magic missile.
Magic missile. How many do you get, bearing in mind your level?
I believe I get 3.
Pew pew pew.
Pew pew pew.
Oh, it's like in Hearthstone.
Yes, it is.
I cast magic missile, and from the window,
Pew,
my,
pew, pew.
my 3 bolts of purple energy curve out, and all inerringly hit for 2, 3, and 4 damage respectively.
That's 9. That's a total of 9.
Thank you, because I was still struggling with that.
So I then have to factor that into the damage that's already done, which makes it even more complicated. Okay. You do so. You hit it squarely 3 times over Sasha's shoulder. You may have picked this fight, but you're getting all of the support this time. It's lovely. People are doing what they should be.
Probably quite emotionally meaningful for me.
And I believe that's you done, unless you want to spend anything else that you have kicking around.
No, that's my full action.
Azu. There's stuff afoot. Give me a perception check to figure out where the stuff is afoot.
What? Okay, I've not done very well on these so far, and I'm still not doing very well. That's a 7 at least.
But you've got your bonuses.
That's only a 13.
Still a lot better than 7. You have an idea of the general direction of where the stuff is afoot.
Well, of course I run towards it because that was
That's
definitely
how paladins act.
that was definitely an evil scream.
And you drew your great axe, I think you just said, didn't you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, you're good at this, Helen.
Well, I mean, is there a window in the way that you can heroically leap through?
You
No,
could-
I'm outside.
I'd be
you're
happy for you
outside,
to
okay.
vault loads of tables on the way.
Picnic tables.
Oh yeah.
Again, if they're halfling size, I can just jump.
Or
You
just
know
go
what?
through them.
You don't.
Who's jumping?
Crunch.
I'll be
Spraying
considerate
That's fair.
and just soar over the heads of the
So
assembled
you
people.
charge towards, and I'm not even going to get acrobatics checks because it's not really a vault so much as and step, but you manage to rush over to the correct sort of area of the gardens. You do see that is the foot that is a foot. However, you are 30 feet away.
Darn. Oh no. My throwing axe is only 10 foot.
So you've taken one move action, right?
Yep. You
And
do.
there's a straight line.
Yes.
So there is an action you could do, which is charge, which is you move your move speed in a straight line and make
Up
an
to
attack at
its
the end. of it.
maximum, and you get one attack instead of your normal heffing great things. But it's good. However, it isn't applicable because there's like tables and detritus in the way. You can't just get the speed up, I'm afraid.
Strength check to just go through the table.
I'd
We
allow
can't have
that.
another furniture attacker.
I would allow you, if you want, to charge, and if you give a strength check, plough through everything in between. I'm making
it's
these
a
rules
moral
up on the fly.
quandary. You can attack, but then you could do criminal damage.
You could just get there without attacking. Those are your two options.
Would you like to get there attacking and trash the party and just roll a check to see how badly? Or would you like to get there without trashing the party but not get your attack
And
in?
how would your character react very quickly in the moment?
She's just going straight through the tables.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the strength check.
All right.
High is bad for you on this one.
Oh no!
Nat 20. Okay.
What's your total?
That is 10 plus this one?
Yep,
13.
13. Okay, you don't completely destroy the party.
Yay!
So you charge through and you just trash a bunch of tables, but you don't trash them so hard that they fly into other tables and set off a cascade.
Okay,
so there's
just a minor route of damage.
yeah, you beeline straight towards the creature. You find yourself beside Sasha. Would you like to roll your Mahosive attack?
Yes, I would like to use my ominous great axe to hit it in what I think is its head.
I will, for everyone's benefit, also read out the ominous quality.
Yes!
It's mechanically ominous.
Yeah, capital O.
There's a lot of things in this where, like, particularly Bryn would describe something, and it would obviously mean something. It's like, oh no, okay, you mean mechanically sleepy.
Are you ready for the best weapon description ever?
Yes.
Bearing in mind, this is glowing pink, and the word pink can be applied to basically every sentence.
Yeah.
An ominous weapon trails a shadowy pink haze behind every stroke and moans a menacing pink dirge in battle. It adds its enhancement bonus on intimidate checks made by the wielder, and when it confirms a critical hit, the target is automatically shaken for a minute unless they succeed a will save.
Question. Since this is Aphrodite, what kind of moan is being emitted?
Is it the thing from the Hercules cartoon show, which is Aphrodite, 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 the goddess of love?
This is entirely Helen's decision.
I would like that, but like a moan. Sexy moan.
Scary moan. Sad moan.
I mean, why not all three of them?
Whingy moan.
There's so many kinds of moans. I don't know, but it's also supposed to be for like battle, so I'd like it to. It's going to have to be an ominous but beautiful moan. So it's sort of like. Oh,
Bang!
Yes!
Outstanding.
There's a bunch more. If you get a critical, that shaken, completely awful is even worse. So long story short, it's brilliant.
okay, all right.
Mate, we had the fun bit of the description.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
worry about the mechanics.
Yeah.
That's your job.
So now.
All you got to do is hit the thing.
Okay.
No pressure.
First D20, right?
Yep.
To see if
You're only getting a single attack.
Yeah.
That's fine. 12.
Plus your attack bonus.
So you find your weapon, and then you apply that number there.
Okay, so that is 22.
And +2 for charging.
Yep.
is 24.
So what we have added there for your benefit, Helen, is you rolled your d20. You added your attack bonus, which is nice and high because it's a magical weapon.
Yes.
And you added your strength to hit. And then because you charge straight at the thing, you get a bonus. You get a hit.
Okay, so now I need to roll 1d12 plus 6.
Yep.
And this is.
And I'm going to find out whether the incredibly
D12.
horrifying, terrifying creature is more scared of you than you are of it.
Oh Oh no, it's just a spider. 12.
18 damage.
I have to find out quickly whether it's also completely terrified of you. This isn't how this was meant to go. I learned the lesson and I didn't learn it enough.
This one they'll never be able to take. No! So that's just look, bearing in mind that a round is 6 seconds. In the last 10 or so seconds, it's been shot by 3 arrows, stabbed by fire, hit by 3 magical bolts, and then whacked by a screaming great sword.
How much did your screaming, singing great axe do?
Oh, great axe.
18 damage.
Oh, come on!
Is he only... Wait, listen, listeners. I think that was he only... Did he only scribble a single
he's
figure?
counting up.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's a good trick so the players don't know how much hit point.
I just count the number of figures that he's writing. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I was worried for a while because I was like, wait, is it getting better the more we hit it?
No.
That would be very spooky.
Yeah.
Creature's still alive.
Well,
Is it terrified?
It's not terrified.
Damn.
It's not terrified. Oh, crunch! So, when you... Let's say for flavour, you come at this completely overhanded, straight down.
Oh, yes.
You plough it down into where the head should split like a melon. The cloak sort of caves in on itself, but it doesn't collapse. You definitely cut through a bunch of the cloak and it sort of caves in on itself, and a rather large number of tentacles flail out from every single orifice.
that was unexpected.
Sasha screams at it. Why has Barrett sent you? Why are you always here?
Would you like to attack?
Then stabs it again.
Go for it. remember to use both of your attacks.
Yes, and because Azu charged in, you're flanking again.
Yep.
Correct. You still get all of your sneak
Because Hamid
attack.
and I weren't letting you flank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is painful.
I think this is going to be a bonding moment.
Oh, we're working well as a team.
Stop
TM.
bonding against me.
This is
I
a
did-
team excellent. This is like paintball.
So I got a natural 1.
Okay.
And the other one is it's 22.
One of them hits. It'll be the fire one that hits again. However, the miss, you stab at, the entire thing warps in a completely impossible shape as just... It may not even have a central body to it. It may actually just be a mass of tentacles. The cloak flails
Always
around.
with the tentacles!
Is everything you make based on an otyug?
No, interestingly enough. I roll with what I find.
I mean, this might be the loudest that you've ever heard Sasha yell, because she doesn't usually.
It successfully,
Yeah.
for flavour, because I have to have something, manages to disarm the knife that you missed with on your natural
Oh,
one.
my magic knife! I only managed to
It's
keep
just
it
on the
for a
floor.
day
It just
You can pick it up later after
just-
this thing
it
is
just-
dead.
This is even more distressing!
it just flings it away from you. But roll the attack, remembering your sneak attack damage as well. Why did I let you have sneak attack damage?
Because rogues.
There's not much point without them.
It is very much within your power to kill this thing before it has acted.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's some good rolls.
So that's 11, 12, 13, 14.
Why do you do these things?
15, 16.
16 normal damage.
And then,
Normal damage.
16
normal damage and 1 fire damage.
Alex has closed the laptop with the rules on it.
I'll just put that away.
So that's 16 damage plus 1 fire.
So that's a total of,
17.
which I'll just add to this total.
Screw you, Barrett.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the creature took 82 total damage before it was able to act. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have been better on its initiative roll, mate.
I'll allow you to have the flavour for the final, objectively killing, not unconsciousing blow.
I mean, it just keeps hacking at it. Why? Why? Everywhere I go, this isn't about you. Stab! Stab!
This party is now serving deep fried squids.
You tell him how little he matters.
And we'll end the episode there.
Good teamwork, everybody.
I'm so fold into an alternate dimension.
I hate all of you.
Hello, darkness is all friend.
Right, well, we'll end the episode then, and I will make another boss, and it will be brilliant, and
then we'll kill it in one
you
round.
all.
Yeah.
It'll kill you all. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Rusty Quill Gaming is a podcast distributed by rustyquill.com and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial International License. Today's episode was recorded and produced by Alexander J. Newall. To comment on episodes, make donations, and view links, images, videos, and show notes, visit rustyquill.com. Rate and review us on iTunes. Visit us on Facebook. Tweet us on Twitter at @TheRustyQuill, or email us at mail@rustyquill.com. Thanks for listening. Hello and welcome to episode 89 of the Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast. Games!
I'm Danny Dyer.
I'm Danny Dyer.
How he sounds.
This is a gaming show full of games. Games. Bloody love games.
Ray Winstone. Ray Winstone's Gaming Hour.
I'm Brian Blessed, and I roll dice.
A rather large number of tentacles flail out from every single orifice.
That was unexpected.
It's an octopus in a dress! Oh my gosh, it's a wizard from Goblin Quest!